Right, events. One of the things that we want to do with Heavy Duty TV is keep you, the viewing public, informed about what's going on. This event is one that's very close to our hearts. It's run by the Brighter Days Foundation for a very, very worthwhile cause. And Doc, why don't you introduce the boys?
I have with me Jim and Jason, who are going to tell us about this wonderful charity bike and car rally.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, look, we're a group of guys that have got together and organised a bit of a ride for everyone that's keen to come along. It's our first inaugural run was last March, Labor Day weekend. We decided between a group of guys that we go for a ride pretty much a couple of times a year with a large group of guys, and we decided, well, this year why don't we make a bit of a formalise it and try and raise some money for two really good charities that are probably close to a number of the guys within the club.
Tell us about the charities, Jim.
Well, look, one of the charities that I suppose that we've looked at using is called SUDS. It's closely related to SID, so it's about organising funds to help research sudden unexplained deaths in children. A work colleague of mine has lost his son back in 2010. He was 16 months old. So it's for children that fall outside that SIDS range, so it's children over the age of 12 months. So one of the charities is to look at that. They're raising some significant funds at the moment. It's been researched by the Boston Children's Hospital in America, so we're helping to raise funds to try and support, any further efforts in that.
And what's the other one, Jase?
Oh, we've got Deborah, which is a horrible, horrible skin disease children are born with, and there's no cure, basically. Yeah. And there's some footage getting around, and it's just, it's a really, really sad disease, and we're really trying to raise some funds to help employ nurses to deal with the situations these kids come across every day. So, everything we're doing is all based around these two charities at the moment, and it's really good to see that we've been able to, in our inaugural one, make some inroads. It's been fantastic.
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is I just watched some footage of a little girl with that terrible skin disease, and it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. It's just a hugely worthwhile charity. So supporting this event would be fantastic. Tell us about it, boys. You've been on it. What happens?
Yeah, well, our first event went fantastically. So we leave Whittlesea on the Saturday morning. We have what we call our the Cotton Ball Run. So we run up to Bright, but we're looking at not just bikes but cars as well. So the first day we had some hot rods which came along, some classic cars which was great to see. So we really want to promote the fact that we want cars and bikes sort of run together, which was something a little bit different, I suppose, than just having bikes and all running together. So it was a bit of a mix. We got there on the Saturday afternoon. The boys put a fantastic show on. They had a band on the Saturday night along the river.
I probably had about 1,000 people at their first gig, which was great. We had some awesome musos. So we run that until people started complaining about the noise. And then back to the pub for most of us, which was good. And then on the Sunday morning, show and shine, because some fantastic bikes and some fantastic cars. Shire been good enough to give us the main street to do all that displaying, which is great. And then from there we go on with our poker run and that type of thing, which helps us raise a lot of money and is very successful and some magnificent riding in the whole process. So fantastic.
Now, I believe you guys, at the next event, you're raffling off a new Softail breakout?
We sure are. We've been lucky enough to be able to get one that we're going to customise up to about $50,000 worth.
Nice.
Yeah, nice bike, and I reckon we should get a lot of take-up on that. I think we've limited it to 1,500 tickets, so the odds are pretty good for somebody to come along and pick up a really nice bike for a little outlay that's going to go to an awesome charity. So
there you have it. If you're looking for a great weekend away, something involving some great riding, hot bikes, cool cars, great music, then be at Bright next year, Labor Day weekend 2014. And support a very, very worthwhile cause. If you can't make that event, well then here's some others that are happening in your state.
If you live in New South Wales, get on your bike and get to Tasha's Memorial Ride, the 24th of August. All bikes welcome, live bands, and there's even a courtesy bus for non-riders. All proceeds to Tamora Task Indoor Heated Therapy Pool. Then the 15th of September, look out for Born to be Mild. The ride starts at the Laurelton Hotel and finishes back at the start. This year there's a new route and all bikes are welcome. Special guests, Tex and Bundy. On the 20th to the 22nd of September, you can ride for the kids, Sydney to Gold Coast. You can ride with Tex and Bundy and all proceeds to Kids Safe Foundation. And if you're planning ahead, don't forget Harry's Old Style Bike Show in November at the Ned Kelly Rally Mount Alfred, Queensland. For details, go to www.harryscustom.com.au.
Right, that's it for the very first episode of Heavy Duty TV. We hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we did making it. Now, we're heading off to Sturgis.
Yes, we sure
You're
are.
leaving before me. That's not fair.
It's something not to be missed.
It is something not to be missed.
I've been fortunate enough to go since 1997 every year, and it's absolutely fabulous each time.
So, don't forget, if you want to ride across the states, go to Sturgis, ride over to the museum in Milwaukee, meet some good mates, have a good time, call us at the magazine. We can book the whole thing for you. But it ain't over till it's over. This bike here started out life as a 2006 Dyna Low Rider. And what it became now was done by the boys at Mccully Customs. So sit back, watch and see how they did it. See you next time.
My name's Matt McCulley, also known as Gas.
Hey, if you're not going to work,
My brother Danny, he's also known as the German.
I don't give a if the swing arm comes back the day before it's finished. Can't see what I'm saying.
We are Mccully Customs.
You're the one standing around laughing. I've had enough of these. Come here before I send them both over this banner out the front.
Welcome to Mccully Customs. It hasn't been long since Matt and Danny opened their new custom bike shop on the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia.
We fabricate custom motorcycles and ground up, or if a customer brings in a bike and they want a few little modifications, basically from mild to wild, we can give you whatever you like.
The boys have been making parts for many custom bike shops in Australia for a long time now and have decided to break into the market themselves.
Always had an interest in bikes and always wanted to build my own bike.
They specialize in creative metal design and engineering, with younger brother Danny riding the bike up front.
From a young age, all I did was draw things, build things, try and design new things. That's all I've done my whole life.
Like any good ride, someone has to sit down the back and keep everyone moving.
When we first take on a job, Danny, of course, being who he is, just would like to get in, rip the bike apart and go mad. It's my job to pull the reins on, say, hang on, we've got a process to work to.
Since opening the shop, the boys have many half-finished projects on their books. However, one they have built from the ground up is this little beauty. This one was built for Jake King, the Aussie rules footballer. He's known as the push-up king. He's going to need a good set of arms to spend weekends riding this Mccully Custom.
One of my hobbies that I love doing is riding motorbikes, and 18 months ago got my first brain buster and wanted to build a Harley, and yeah, that was the beginning. As we started to go along, the bike ended up looking better and better, and the boys started throwing a few more ideas up and ended up with a bit of a wow factor in the end, and yeah, I couldn't be happier.
If the Mccully brothers are going to make their mark in the custom bike world, they have to have a game plan. The weekend Harley rider is their new target market.
Today we're expecting a guy to call in on his 06 Low Rider. He's actually going to Sturgis for about a month, which is the biggest Harley party in the world. I think there's around 500,000 Harleys that gather there every year. So the turnaround on this bike will be reasonably speedy.
I bought a 2006 Dyna Low Rider. I rode it home and then pulled it to bits, pulled everything off it. I took the bars off, I bought new bars, I got new pipes, I had it chromed, I had this rear swing arm chromed, then I had a 200 put on the back end. And then I looked around and everybody else has done exactly the same thing with their Harleys. And I'm riding around thinking, I want something different. I heard about Mccully Brothers and did a bit of research, and I thought, I'm going to give these guys a go.
What can we do for you?
Dyna Low Rider.
He knows what he wants to keep on the bike, what he wants to change.
That's more than likely a 17 now.
That's a 17. That's standard change from 17 soft cone.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
most of this stuff is you buy from
Off the shelf.
a Harley shop, off the shelf, all the bits and pieces and all the stock little bits. And I want something different. And I want, you know, what I've heard is that you blokes can make it.
Yeah, that's something.
We can build a bike for someone from the ground up, including from the frame, the wheels, swing arm, tanks, guards, you name it. Or if the customer just wants a modified rear guard or a modified set of handlebars, we can do whatever they like.
Customising is making your bike suit you, whatever that might be. It could be tearing it down and making it into a more track-ready bike. Or customising can be changing every part on the bike for another part completely, just because you can. The art of a good custom bike, in my opinion, is something that looks great, but can still be ridden as well as, if not better than, it originally was.
I gave the guys a deadline. I gave them a list of the things they wanted done and left it in their hands.
I'm allowed 2 months to have this, if you can do it in 2 months. Get it knocked over.
And when do you
You
leave?
might be able to get it. I leave now.
Steve and his mates organize their own road trip to Sturgis every 2 years. They hire Harleys from Eagle Rider. This year, they will be riding 6 days solid from Seattle through Montana to Sturgis.
Sturgis is the grand final of the Harley world. It's the big deal, the big event. In the middle of August, there is 500,000 people there with about the same number of bikes.
Where y'all from? Australia? Hey, baby, down under. Right on, man. Welcome to Sturgis, man. That's awesome.
No matter how many times you've been to Sturgis, it's still mind-blowing to see so many Harleys in one spot.
Every major manufacturer of aftermarket parts, plus Harley themselves, plus Victory, soon to be Indian, and there'll be others. Everybody's there, because everybody knows that's the place to go.
Back in Australia, the Mccullys start work on Project Dyna.
Me and Matt went over it, we had a good look at it. I thought, all right, what can we do with this? It's a Dyna style bike. Not that many people do dramatic things to these bikes. They pretty much, you know, they'll bling them up, paint job, bit of parts here and there. But seeing it, I thought, we've got to do something different.
Rear wheel,
He wants to keep it
wants
200.
to keep it 200. The guard.
Yeah.
I know he wants to be able to carry his wife. He wants it short, but still wants to be able to carry his missus. So he makes sure it's still solid and sturdy. What about if we machine him up a billet swing arm, something nice?
I'll do that. I'll do it in the drawing.
Maybe recess the number plate and the lights in the back of the guard. We've got to make this thing look tough. Bling this thing up so it looks like 1 million lowrider.
We went through a few concepts, started sketching. Probably had sort of 3 different sketches sort of going, and then we sort of finalised on one, put some finishing touches on it and thought, yeah, all right, now that is a concept.
It looks sick. Yeah, he's going to love that.
For me, you need to be able to draw, to be able to produce a visually good item.
It looks pretty tough, you know, it's got a nice low stance, chunky at the front.
Oh, a big change on what he's brought in there.
It's a funny feeling to leave your bike with someone who you don't really know. I've met Danny and Matt and had a gut feeling that they were good at what they do, but you know, when you've got a lot of time to think about it and you sit there and think, I know what they're doing.
The overall shape and stuff of the bike is what we're after. Once we had decided on that, we emailed it off to Steve. G'day Steve, how you going?
Good, mate. I'm good. I got your email.
Yeah, what do you think?
Fantastic.
You happy enough with that? We can get it rolling straight away.
If you can get it like that, mate, I'll be stoked.
Just got off the phone to the owner of the bike, Steve. He's having a ball in Sturgis, absolutely stoked with the sketch that we sent him. He's raring to go, he's given us the thumbs up. Go sick, boys.
Sturgis is great, but the riding is fantastic. So we did a lot of riding around America, and every time I was riding I was thinking, I wonder what my bike is going to look like.
Next on Mccully Customs, the back end starts taking shape.
And because of where it ends here, we take it out deeper here. Keep it very narrow here. We only want to go up 10mm max.
And the boys decide on the wheels.
Is that the nice, bright, shiny chrome? You should love those.
Plus, Kenny decides to come to work.
Yin, yang, on the om.